mean, there's not much to say about creative. Excuse me, there is a lot to say about creative. For starters, that's what YouTube's all about, is creating. But some people just walk around all day. If you're homeless, like a normal homeless street kid, they'll just walk around all day and sleep anywhere. They'll sleep in the city over. They could be walking in North Hollywood, not North Hollywood, but Hollywood Boulevard, around the area where the Walk of Fame is. They could be walking on the stars. Or they'll be in West Hollywood, way down there at the park. Or they'll be downtown somewhere at the park or wherever. MacArthur Park, that's a bad park. It's a bad park. But I've slept there a few times. What happened was, I was just roaming around with a pookie pipe. And somehow I took the train and I ended up at MacArthur Park. Now, when I got to MacArthur Park, I was sitting on a bench. And someone came up to me. No, I wasn't sitting on a bench. I was sitting on something. I can't remember what I was sitting on, but I was sitting, maybe like, I don't know what it was. Some guy named Jay asked me if I had a pookie pipe. And so we get to his tent, it's all torn down. It's like a bunch of stuff, like a dresser, a bed, with like a thing, not like just a bed, like a mattress and like a springboard. But it wasn't spring, it was just like a metal platform type thing. Not a platform, but it was like, it could hold the bed. I can't remember what it looks like. So anyway, we get over to his bed, and we're smoking. And next thing you know, I start living with this guy in his little shack. He had like 2 or 3 tarps. He would throw them over. Like, whatever was stick, like a big long umbrella, like shit he'd find in a cart, and he put it all in the cart and brought it to the park. But then he moved to shit somewhere else, and I couldn't find him. But I stayed with him while I ran away from the program that the judge had me in. I ran away. I was homeless, and I stopped by these people. I asked this guy if he can give me some speed. Or he asked me for a cigarette, and I was like, yo. And we stopped and talked. I was like, yo, because I just ran away from the program. I was going to fly home. But then I decided I didn't have enough cash. So, I didn't fly home. I was talking to this guy. I'm like, yo, get some speed for $10 or whatever. And then I had a bunch of cash in my pocket, but it wasn't enough to fly home. So we get in these other people's tent. They had 2 tents. They slept in one tent. I slept in the other tent. His girl ends up showing up later on her bike. So I end up living with them in their spare tent. But what happened was, So eventually, I find this sanctuary on Skid Row. Now, Skid Row is like the most dangerous place on the planet, right? But it's a sanctuary for me. I was able to stop walking all day. I would walk from sun up to sundown. That's what you do if you're a street kid. Doesn't make sense, but that's what you do. I don't know. A lot of people won't understand. They don't get it. But if you ask a street kid, if he walks a lot, he's going to walk. Because he never found the sanctuary. On 5th and San Pedro, like that area, by the Midnight Mission. The Midnight Mission will feed you 3 times a day. They'll give you a nice drink like a tea or a soda or like a sparkling water or like a regular water. You can go ask them for water whenever you want. But we have to wear a mask because of COVID. But I was able to stop walking. But if you ask a street kid, they'll just walk and walk and walk. You can't stop walking. Because you have no home. You have no one to depend on. And if you have no friends, then that's hard too. But if you go to Skid Row, like I met everybody. Like I know everybody there. If they see me walk around there, I know them. So I found that. And then I found this guy with a bed named Sultan. Now Sultan taught me about a lot of shit. He lived on the bed, I slept on the chair. But I would sleep in other tents, other people's tents. So, I slept in his bed a couple times. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have on creativity. Creative.